Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 18 of our West Ham United career mode series here, and in today's episode we will actually only be playing two games in this episode, and that's because we've got an international break in which you guys chose for me to sim the game, so we'll be doing that. That's still a little bit time consuming, so I decided to do two games in this episode to make it not too rushed. Now those two games after the international break, which I'll go into in a moment, those two games in this episode, we will actually be playing Leicester in the first one. I do believe it's away from home, and then we'll be playing Sunderland, and I think that one is at home. Now Sunderland, of course, we lost to earlier on in the season. They actually knocked us out of the Capital One Cup, and we also drew with them in the Premier League, and then we'll be playing Leicester City. Now, we actually beat them 4-1 in the Barclays Premier League in the reverse fixture earlier on in the season, so I'm hoping that isn't too much of a difficult game. In the background, you'll see the table there. You'll see that we are in 6th place, but we do have a game in hand on Arsenal in front of us. I just put that in there because I didn't get a chance to put it at the end of last episode. Now, we're going to move on to the international break. After we've talked about who will be playing this episode, which will be Leicester and Sunderland, we're going to be playing, we're going to be simming two European Cup qualifier games, so these actually matter quite a lot. They're not just international friendlies, and we will be playing the Czech Republic and then Switzerland, the Czech Republic being away from home and Switzerland being at home. Now, as you can see in the background, I'm just making a few alterations to the team and or to the squad selection, and as you can see, I've decided to opt for a few younger players, being Rafał Wolski, Jakub Kazetski, and also Arkadiusz Milik. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, who plays for Ajax. So I've brought in a few youngsters, a few teenagers, just to counterbalance the sort of the experience, especially in defence in this squad. As you can see, Szczesny in goal there with Piszek, Glick, Perkis and Burnich at the back. Blazikowski, Polanski, Obraniak, Maciej, Rybush in midfield, and then Artur Sobiech and Lewandowski up front. And Sobiech would actually get the first goal of the game in the 21st minute. That would in fact be cancelled out just 11 minutes later by Thomas Kalas, the young Chelsea centre-back playing for the Czech Republic. As you can see, that very young bench there with Kirkiviak, who was tired actually on the bench as well, but we would in fact go 2-1 up in the 61st minute there through Piszek. Now, all we had to do was hold on for about half an hour, and we did in fact manage to do that, as you can see in the other game there, Switzerland drawing with France. So a very good result against a tough team there. Vladimir Darida in that side, as well as Gebri Selassie, Thomas Nethid and Rosicki coming off the bench. So, no, a decent opposition, you would say. Now for the next game, we are going to be playing at home against Switzerland, a slightly different team. Titonje coming in for Szczesny, an unchanged back four, a 4-1-2-1-2 formation actually, with Kirkivac coming in, Blazikowski and Rybush as the wingers, Wolski coming into the side, the young 19-year-old playing for Fiorentina, and then Arkadiusz Milik and Lewandowski up front, with a few players like Grosicki and stuff dropping it to the bench. Now, in this game, the first action will be a yellow card for Lukas Piszek, and in a pretty uneventful first half, it would in fact stay at 0-0 as we now crossed into the second half. But Rafał Wolski, the youngster from Fiorentina, would in fact put us in front in the 53rd minute, but yet again, just 11 minutes later, Admir Mehmedi playing for Switzerland, or Admir Mehmedi, would in fact equalise, and that made it 1-1, but as you can see in the other game, it was actually 3-0 to France against Russia, so Russia losing 3-0, and that in fact means that I can't maths. Why can I not maths? That 4-point gain we just got though then from those two games mean we have in fact qualified for the European Cup in, I think it's next season, or the end of next season, with 2 games to spare. So we now have a 7-point gap over Russia, which of course can't be overhauled. Now, moving on from European Cup qualifiers and that very good first 2 games in charge of Poland, of course, since taking over in autumn, we now move on to the first game of this episode against Leicester. As you can see here is the squad there, 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Pretty bog standard. In the 3rd minute, Schöner would set away Sacco for an immediate start to the game. What a start there. Diafra Sacco with a really nice and calm and composed finish there, past Kasper Schmeichel in the Leicester goal, having been set up by Lasse Schöner, who's starting to come into his own after that goal against Wigan last episode, and that made it 1-0 here at the King Power Stadium. As you can see though, Downing bursting forward, he's going to give it to Alex Song, who's going to through ball it now to Mauro Zarate. It's going to be a great save there from Kasper Schmeichel and cleared to safety by Esteban Cambiasso. But now moving forward again, and a fantastic counter-attacking opportunity here as Ravel Morrison sets through Diafra Sacco. He's going to try and cross it in there to the back post for Zarate. It's too long for him, but it will fall for Lasse Schöner. He's going to try and work a bit of space, gets tackled in the end, tries to now cut back, and will actually win a free kick, although the Leicester player did seem as if he got the ball, so slightly unfair, but Lasse Schöner in fact winning the free kick. Now, there's only one man for the job, isn't there, as we saw last episode, and it is, of course, Stuart Downey. He's going to step up and take it on his left foot, just getting the angles right and we'll have to see now what Stuart Downing can do. Can he get it past Kasper Schmeichel? You bet he can. What a goal. Another free kick. I think that's the third consecutive episode Stuart Downing scores a free kick. Absolutely incredible. What a free kick that is. Kasper Schmeichel with no chance now to put us 2-0 up in the first half of this game, and what a first half it is against the team that we possibly could have struggled against, but of course didn't in the reverse fixture there. Vardy being allowed to strike after Umtiti gets some pretty poor defending there, but as you can see, Leicester would in fact score as Esteban Cambiasso slots it in after a nice through ball. But as you can see on the replay, what is Winston Reid doing? He's just literally allowed... Look at him. Look, it's there. All he has to do is just step to his left. He's a complete mong. I don't know what he's doing, but as you can see, that completely BS supposed AI intelligence would actually now put Leicester on the front foot. They in fact hit the post from a corner, but now David Nugent's going to be set up out wide. He's going to cut inside. Umtiti, I don't know where he's running to. I have no idea where he's running to. Wasn't in control of him. As you can see, AI intelligence yet again completely a myth on this game, and Nugent slams home with, to be fair, a very, very nice finish past Simone Scuffet. And now we had to react. We squandered a 2-goal lead. Lasse Schöne's going to cut inside, and to be honest, I completely panicked with the shot. I would usually just finesse it, but I was so angry and I just panicked for some unknown reason. So that's completely my fault, nothing to do with Schöne, but a really, really poor finish, which could of course, won us the game, having lost that 2-goal lead. As you can see, Stuart Downing actually picking up man of the match there with a 7.6 rating. The centre-back pairing, though, yet again our weakness, having been pretty poor last week. Apart from Tompkins, our central defenders are really going to have to step this up because it's getting a bit unacceptable, and Winston Reid will in fact be dropped for the next game, having had an awful, awful performance. But as you can see, we've actually been offered a manager role at Inter Milan. Now, originally I would put this poll to you guys, but I'm fairly sure I'm going to reject it. I want to finish the season really with West Ham before moving to another team. In fact, I don't really want to move to another team either. It's a West Ham career mode for a reason. Don't really want to go off to Serie A either, to be honest with you. So you guys, you can drop that in the comment section below if you really want me to go to Inter, but personally I would really prefer to stay with West Ham. And talking of West Ham, we are now going to get into the second game of the episode, but this time we are playing Sunderland, a team we've really struggled with all season so far. Only 1 point, well, I say that. Yeah, 1 point in 2 possible games, although one of them was a cup tie. You get what I mean, a draw and a loss. As you can see, a few changes there, I think, to the team, or was it left the same? No. In fact, Tompkins coming in for Winston Reid, who was completely dropped. As you can see, though, Sunderland still getting the first chance of the game, and a fantastic block there from Tompkins there on Stephen Fletcher's shot, and that would in fact go out for a corner, which came to nothing. But Sacco there with some really nice pressing and a burst of pace there to get away from the defender, but a really nice save there from Costel Pantilimon in the Sunderland goal. And yet again, he would be called into action there as Zarate cuts inside, tries to get it past him, but of course can do nothing. And this time, Pantilimon is beaten with that fantastic finesse effort there from Lasse Schöne, but unfortunately, unluckily for the Danish winger, it hits the post. It's going to come back to him again, though, courtesy of Diafra Sacco, and he's going to try it again, and this time he is going to score right on the edge of half-time, literally trying the same thing twice. The Sunderland defenders backing off him, and what a goal that is from Lasse Schöne. 2 goals in consecutive episodes, and they have both been absolutely fantastic. I suppose you could say pretty crucial as well. Some more poor defending there from Samuel Umtiti, allowing the through ball to Stephen Fletcher, but thankfully he blasted wide on his left foot. But as you can see, Zarate skipping past the challengers there, but unfortunately putting his long-range finesse shot just wide. But as you can see, we would be pressing again, and some poor defending there. Great challenge, and it falls for Ravel Morrison, and what a finish that is over a helpless Costel Pantilimon. I think it was John O'Shea who loses the ball there. Great challenge from Zarate. Morrison onto it first, and a lovely dinked finish there over Pantilimon on his left foot. Fantastic finish, as you can see there. And Patrick Van Arnholt just unable to block it or clear it away on the line. That being in the 70th minute. But as you can see, yet again, we would go forward, and this time another long-range strike there from Zarate, forcing yet another good save from Pantilimon. And very late on there, Valencia getting 2 bites of the cherry, but a pretty weak shot in the end. A bit of a P-roller and a simple save past Pantilimon even, and that would in fact be the final action of the game. A comfortable 2-0 win, in fact, in the end. I don't know why I can't get my words out. I was doing so well earlier, but it's all just gone down the pan now. But still, the second game of this episode, then getting 4 points out of it. Disappointing to only draw with Leicester, of course, having been 2-0 up. As you can see there, Alexander Song getting man of the match there with a good rating, as well as good ratings for Song, and I think Sacco, who went off a little bit later on. But now it is time for my question of the day. And I suppose I did this at the end of last episode as well. And last time out, you told me that I should do Player of the Month. So this time, I'm going to be asking you who should be Player of the Month in this in this episode, or will be announced next episode. Now, just to clear things up, I think this covers the last 5 games, but does not cover the Sunderland game which just happened. That crossed over into a new month, so forget about the Sunderland game. Just go over about the last 2 episodes, I think, before this one. And yeah, and just feel free to drop that in the comment section below. Who do you think should be the player of the month after you guys asked for it at the end of last episode? But now, just to finish up, we will see at the Barclays Premier League table. And as you can see, we have now moved back above Arsenal due to that game in hand now being played, and we jumped them by 2 points now up into 5th place. Chelsea top of the table there by 4 points in front of City there, Manchester United and Liverpool there in 4th. And as you can see at the bottom of the table, QPR and Hull just outside the relegation zone, but Leicester, Crystal Palace and Burnley occupying those places, with Palace and Burnley looking pretty adrift at the bottom of the table. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed it that much, as well as your answer to my question of the day. Subscribe if you are new around here as well. Thank you so much for 2,500 subscribers. How did I forget to say that at the start of the video? I'm such a mong, but still, thank you so much for 2,500 subscribers. That happened yesterday. I may do a special video for that. Of course, I haven't got my 2K video out yet, but I probably will do a 2,500 special video as well. If you want to see that, feel free to drop that in the comment section below. I can't believe I forgot to say that until the end of the episode, but still, it has been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.